Hi everyone, and welcome back to It's a Twin Thing. I hope you all enjoyed yesterday's topic on bathing. Today's topic is I'm going to be talking about a newborn within the first month, so a 1 month old basically, and the developmental progressions that they tend to have. So at this point, their hearing is fully developed, so they will recognize sound and become more responsive. They can potentially see 8 to 12 inches in front of them, so they will start recognizing mum and dad. They'll know who you are, and they'll recognize your voice as well. So you might be getting a few more smiles at this point, and tummy time is okay at this point. It's good for them because they're going to start lifting their head a little bit. They're going to start moving it around a little bit, and tummy time helps with the development of their neck muscles. So that's really, really good. They're also at a point with feeding. So depending whether you're breastfeeding or formula feeding, on average, they're normally feeding anywhere between 2 to 4 hours regularly. So it is a bit tedious. We found with our children, so they came back from the hospital, they were in routine with feeding. They were feeding every 4 hours. And then when the maternal health nurse came out, my son wasn't putting on enough weight, so we went from routine 4-hourly feeds to demand feeding. And then what happened was they were feeding every 2 hours. So for about 3 months, my husband and I did shift work. So I would stay up till 3 a.m. He would go to bed around 9 p.m. He'd get up at 3, I'd go to bed at 3, and then get up at 6 or 7. So we were roughly getting 5 to 6 hours sleep consistently throughout the night, and that was really, really hard, but it's what the children needed. So that's what we did for a period of time, and then eventually their feeds were getting longer and it was getting easier. Their sleep pattern, it depends on the child. If you've got a really good sleeping baby, you may get 4 to 6 hours at night, which is fantastic. Our children didn't do that. When we first came home from the hospital, my daughter was on European time. She was up all night and slept through the day. And my son was quite easy to settle and put down. And then at about the 4 or 5 month mark, it completely swapped. So she became really easy to settle, and he was really, really hard to settle. They weren't sleeping through the night, which was hard. But like I said, we had our shift work in place, so that worked for us at the time. But yeah, so this is roughly what happens when they're 1 month. Obviously every baby is different, so this is just a sort of general vague developmental brief description of what you could be potentially witnessing. So there's exciting things happening, and it just gets better and better. So I hope you all have a really great weekend. On Monday, I'm going to continue talking about crying. So have a great weekend, and we'll see you all Monday, and cheers.